Language of learning, the language of color. Numbers put words together to make sentences and sentences to make paragraphs. Those are things that you teach the children. The language of a particular subject. Reading and school are almost synonymous. If you don't know how to read, you're not going to do well in school. Hire more assistant teachers. Maybe they can do that. But it's still money. Still money. We try to make a difference with the black kids, and I think that we did. The assistant teacher in the classroom made all the difference in the world. 40 kids in the classroom, it's just chaos. If the teacher cannot get to the children in a day, not enough room for anything. Boxes of stuff that teachers hadn't even opened. Now to take up the time of the teacher. Homework, get in their lunch. It takes up too much time of the teacher. There's no learning going on. I think of 15 kids in the classroom is a good number just because of the teacher and the fact that she can get to each one of these children in a day's time. If you had an assistant teacher and it was a good assistant teacher, and the two of them working in the classroom as a team, you could probably have maybe 2 or 3 more children. And then when I started my own school, I decided that every teacher in my school would be a reading teacher. I don't care if they were teaching 7th grade. They were still, all of the children had reading at the same time. That meant that if a child was in 1st grade and was reading on a 3rd grade level, that child might go to the 3rd grade classroom at reading time because all of the classrooms taught reading at the same time. I happen to know from my school that the assistant teacher in the classroom made all the difference in the world. If the assistant teacher works with some of the children and the children really don't even know the difference. You don't find those people too often because they do have to accept less money and less benefits than the teacher. And they're really doing the same job once they get in the classroom. Maybe the teacher colleges ought to go out and try to get some of these young ladies who don't have the money to complete the whole program, but who are interested in teaching children. The 2-year junior colleges could be where you would start. The training has all to do with how the kids learn. And so if you put technology in and you don't put somebody who is very proficient with it, you haven't done anything but just created another expense for the school because the kids will be breaking stuff. And I think technology was somebody to train the adults on how the children use it. And because if you don't have a proper instructor or somebody who really knows the job, and everybody who knows technology can't teach, because being a teacher is a certain kind of person. And being in a school where they don't have any kids, I think the children don't feel at school. Over 30 years with my husband, I owned and operated LH Day School, which was a preschool that went from 2-year-olds to kindergarten. And 4 years later, I opened LH Day School, which was an elementary school that went at one time from kindergarten through to 8th grade. So that's when I started in my preschool with a learning program that had never been in that school or any of the preschools that I had visited prior to that. No learning program, especially in the black preschools. We also decided that we were going to go to every African country that we could get to or that we could afford to go to. And that was there that I got many of my ideas about educating the children, because these children could sing on key. They could follow what a teacher would tell them to do. In my school, I was going to try to make a difference and bring it up where the black kids would feel better about themselves. You can't have a math lesson without reading something. You can't have science, especially the language arts and social studies and English. All of those things depend so much on reading.